Saving money feels smart. It feels responsible. It feels like the right thing to do. That's what we're told. Work hard and save money. But over long periods of time, saving money quietly loses value and makes people poorer. Not because savings is bad, but because money loses value when it stops moving. It's meant to be flowing. And in this video, I'm going to show you why inflation pushes savers, money's gone, why society taught you the wrong lesson about money, and what wealthy people do instead, without gambling, without hype, without risk-taking nonsense, because the goal isn't to feel safe, the goal is to stay alive financially. So that's why I called this video, Why Saving Money Fails, right? Here I am, I'm not in my studio, I'm on the holidays, but I thought I needed to record this video because I don't want you guys to miss out. I want to make sure that I'm consistent and that you guys keep getting content week in, week out. So this is my set for today, so check it out. Let me start with something simple. There are different types of pools, right? You might have a pool in your backyard or your neighbour's backyard, but there's something like a pool table. There's a talent pool. There's a pool of money. There's a pool of water. Now, has anyone heard of the Dead Sea? Yes or yes? Why do they call it the Dead Sea? Does anyone know? Write in the comments. The reason they call it the Dead Sea is because nothing lives in it. Everything's dead. And the reason that happens is because the Dead Sea has inlets, has rivers flowing into it, but has nothing flowing out of it. So what happens is the water runs down, the rains runs down to all the mountains, all these rivers come into it, the sun heats it up and the water evaporates, and what's left behind is salt. It's so salty that nothing can live in it. And that's why when there's a tourist attraction, when you go, I haven't been there, but I've heard, you can go in there and you can float in the Dead Sea because it's so salty, it's buoyancy, you can't stay there in long periods of time, and when you get out, you've got to wash it all off because it's not good for your skin. It's great for a certain period of time. It has an input, but it doesn't have an output. It has flow in, but no outlet. And that's exactly how most people treat their money. They save it, they stockpile, they park it in, and slowly, without noise, without drama, it dies. Money is meant to flow like a river. And heard of cash flow? That's where that term comes from. And the biggest lie that society tells us is get a good job and it's to save your money and you'll be safe. No. If you just save your money, if you just do that, you'll feel calm, and calm and wealthy are not the same thing. Okay, why savings feels safe, but it really isn't. Let me be fair for a moment. Savings feels good for three reasons. Savings feel like you've got a control, you can see it, you can count it, you can touch it. I've got X amount of dollars in my bank account. Savings feel like certainty. Nothing is happened to it. It feels like I'm safe. And savings reduces anxiety, gives you emotional relief, right? Listen, that matters, that's important. But here's the truth that most people never hear. Savings reduces anxiety, but it does not build wealth. Savings is emotional medicine, right? Investing is financial nutrition. And one makes you feel better now, and one makes you stronger later. And most people confuse peace with progress. They're not the same thing, they're different, they're separate. Let me explain inflation without charge or jargon or fear or confusion. Think of money like a measuring stick. When you're a kid, a dollar measures a lot, right? Now, it measures not much. Inflation doesn't change the number on your bank account screen, on your app. It changes what the number can buy. It means more dollars is chasing that thing. So here's what inflation really does. Your bank balance stays the same, but your groceries cost more and more. Your rent costs more and more. The fuel costs more and more. Your life costs more and more, and nothing's changed. Buying the same food, living in the same house, I'm driving the same amount. So that shrinks your money. The same number has less power. Does that make sense? That's why I say this line. Write it down. Savings protects numbers. Investing protects purchasing power. And that's really the difference, because savings protects your numbers. You've got numbers in your bank, but if you invest correctly, you can have rate of purchasing power because it's growing. And here's the scary part. Inflation doesn't steal loudly. It's still slowly, quietly, no alarms, no notifications, just erosion, like sand or soil, like heat on still water. It slowly evaporates out. Remember the Dead Sea? Savings are pools. They're a collection, right? That's what a pool is. It's a collection of something. And inflation is the heat. And the still water always evaporates up. And your money isn't being attacked, it's being left alone to dry. And when your money stops moving, it starts to die. That's why wealthy people don't worship savings accounts. They respect them. They're important. They're useful. They have their place in the whole scheme, but it's not the goal, because cash has a job. And when you start to build cash flow, when you start to buy and build and create assets, businesses that create cash flow, cash finishes the job and it needs an assignment. What rich people actually do. Let me be clear. This is not an anti-savings video. Savings is important. You need to save money. Don't get me wrong. Don't spend everything you've got. But the reframe is saving is a buffer. It gives you time. It allows you to act and do things. It's not a builder. It doesn't create wealth. Wealthy people use cash for emergency funds, protection, opportunities, your readiness to do something. And everything else, it flows forward. They don't save to feel safe. They save to stay liquid, right? Liquidity means I can move when opportunity shows up. Most people save to hide. The wealthy save to position themselves. It's a big difference. This isn't the moment. If you're remembering nothing else, remember this. Saving is a parking lot, not a destination. Does that make sense? Or savings protects your present and investments protect your future. So you need them. I'm not saying don't save. I'm saying you've got to understand what the job is. Money doesn't move. Eventually, if money doesn't move, eventually it stops working. And money that stops working will eventually stop helping you and me. And I want money to help you. I want you to grow forward. I want you to expand your life and your opportunities and grab a hold of everything that's ahead of you. The goal isn't to save forever. The goal is to graduate your money from safety to productivity to multiplying it. If you've been faithfully saving and you still feel stuck, you're not broken. You just taught half the lesson. That's the start. That's step number one. You've got to keep going. Saving keeps you calm, but momentum keeps you wealthy. In future videos, I'll show you how to move money without gambling, how to think like an owner, like a builder, not a hoarder, and how to build wealth with peace, margin, and wisdom. Because money isn't meant to sit still. It's meant to be moving. It's meant to serve you. It's meant to bring cash flow. And if you want, it's meant to bring cash flow. So thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you on the next video.